Hooble-doop, tiddly-peeps. I'm Hubba Hubba, talking to you from Hoobland. And I'm about to send 4 of my favourite Hoobs down to Earth to find out all about you for my great Hoobopedia. Here they come! You know who the Hoobs are?
Iver!
Crowle!
And Tula!
We're Hoobs! And they're ready to go.
Hey!
Now the wheels are turning, we can all get learning all the things we want to know.
Hey!
Hubba Hubba's in Hoobland, and Roma somewhere far away. The motorettes are singing, we keep the engine spinning. Hoop hoop hooray! The Hoobmobile is coming your way.
Oh, here we come!
Well, hey!
The Hoobs are here, so what do you say? Hoobs!
Hoobie-galooby! What a hoobacious view! Oh, Tula and Groove are going to love this! Oh, yes!
Look at this view. I see a mountain.
I see a mountain too.
Hoobie-galooby, we're in between 2 mountains. What a lovely valley this is.
Tula, Groove, come and look at this lovely view. Hooble-doop, Tula? Hooble-doop, Groove? I said, Hooble-doop! 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 Hoobie-galooby! There's no need to shout. I said there's no need to shout.
Hooble-doop, Iver. Shout about what?
Well, didn't you just shout up Hooble-doop to me?
No.
Oh. Then it must have been you, Tula.
I certainly have been shouting at you, Iver. I've been looking out of the window at these lovely mountains.
Exactly. You see, I was shouting down to you to come up and look at them from the roof garden.
So you were shouting then?
No, well, yes, but
yes.
sort of. Anyway, look, the point is, I shouted Hooble-doop down to you, and you shouted Hooble-doop back up to me.
No, we didn't.
Didn't you?
No, must have been someone else.
Well, that's odd. If it wasn't us, then who did Iver hear on the roof garden?
Hubba, hubba, hubba.
Hey, it's Hubba Hubba. You've hit on the question, Tula.
Who did Iver hear on the roof garden? That's an excellent question for Hoob News.
Do you think so, Hubba Hubba?
Oh, yes, Groove. Hoobs all over the universe hear strange things all the time. Maybe this will explain some of them.
I've just thought maybe it was a tiddly-peep shouting Hooble-doop, Iver.
Now that's a hooble-dooble-dooper idea, Tula. I suggest you take a little drive through the valley, Iver, and see if you can find some tiddly-peeps. Then you could ask them if they hooble-dooped you.
Oh, yes, of course, Hubba Hubba. Tula, you can drive the Hoobmobile, and I'll look out for tiddly-peeps. Come on.
Seatbelt?
Seatbelt.
We're off to see the tiddly-peeps.
We're off to see the tiddly-peeps, on the road we go. We're off to see the tiddly-peeps, they're smart, they're fun, they know. The tiddly-peeps, help us find things out. They give us clues, they tell us news, that's what they're all about. We're off to see the tiddly-peeps, on the road we go. We're off to see the tiddly-peeps, they're smart, they're fun, they know.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Hooble-doop, tiddly-peeps.
Hooble-doop, tiddly-peeps.
Want to do a hoobie hello?
Want to do a hoobie hello?
Okay, after 3.
Okay, after 3.
1, 2, 3. Hooble-doop, hooble-doop, whoop, whoop, whoop. That was hoobacious.
That was hoobacious.
Oh. Are you tiddly-peeps copying me?
Yes, it's a copying game.
Yes, It's a copying game, see? Okay. Now, I wanted to ask you something. Did any of you shout Hoobledoop back at me when I was on the roof garden?
Not us, Iver.
Now that's strange. If it wasn't you tiddly peeps, then who was it? Oh well, I'd better leave you to your game. Hooble-toodle-doo!
Hooble-toodle-doo!
Oh, good idea, but don't tell him.
Well, that was fun.
Well, that was fun.
But now I know it wasn't the tiddly peeps talking to me.
But now I know it wasn't the tiddly peeps talking to me.
Groove, stop copying me.
Groove, stop copying me.
Groove!
Groove! Sorry.
You're not taking this seriously. It wasn't a tiddly peep, right? And actually, come to think of it, the voice I heard on the roof garden didn't sound like a tiddly peep anyway.
So what did it sound like then?
Well, it sounded like this. Hooba-doop.
So it sounded like, you then?
Well, yes, I suppose it did.
Well, you must have hooble-dooped yourself, Iver.
No, Groove. I think I'd have noticed if I'd shouted hooble-doop at myself.
Well, something must have shouted Hoobledoop at you.
Yeah, but what?
What?
Hubba, hubba.
Hoobledoop, Hoobs!
Hooby-galooby! There's no need to shout, Hubba Hubba.
I don't think he can hear us.
I can't hear you with my Hooby headphones on. Hold on. Yeah, that's better. Yes, I'm listening to the Hopping Hooble Dippers. Auntie Hattie lent me the CD. She loves a good hop, you know. Anyway, how are you getting on?
Well, not very well, Hubba Hubba. The voice I heard on the roof garden sounded like me. But I know it wasn't me.
Might have been you.
Maybe you were talking to yourself without realising. Hey, Tula, this gets worse and worse.
Tula, Groove, I was not talking to myself. I mean, why doesn't anyone believe me?
Now, Iver. Don't worry. Take a look at these pictures I found on HoobNet. Maybe they'll help. These birds are called parrots. Now, it says here, Hoobs, that parrots live in rainforests. And these parrots are hoobishiously clever. If a peep says a word to a parrot, the parrot can say the word back to the peep. They can learn to copy them.
Yeah.
Isn't that clever?
Hooby-galooby! A bird that can talk.
And if a parrot can repeat something a peep has said, then it can repeat something a hoop has said, can't it?
If a parrot can repeat something a peep has said, then it can repeat something a hoop has said, can't it?
Groove, you are being very annoying.
Oh, sorry, Iver. I should be taking care of you, shouldn't I? Especially since you've started talking to yourself.
Yeah, I was not talking to myself. No, it was a parrot. I bet it was.
Well, maybe.
But maybe not. There's one small problem.
Well, what?
What?
We're in a valley, that's what. And where did Hubba Hubba say that parrots lived?
In a warm place full of trees called the rainforest. Oh, yes, I see what you mean. Oh, who be bother?
So it must have been you after all.
Groove, it wasn't me. Hubba, 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 hubba.
Hoobledoop, Hoobs!
Hubba Hubba, you're shouting again.
You're shouting again.
There's no need to shout, Hoobs. Now, how are you getting on?
Iver thought it was a parrot.
Iver thought it was a parrot.
Iver thought it was a parrot.
Stop it, all of you.
Sorry.
And was it a parrot, Iver?
No, of course not, Hubba Hubba. Because we're in a valley, not a rainforest.
How right you are. Well, don't worry, Hoobs. There's one thing you can do.
What's that, Hubba Hubba?
We'll ask some tiddly-peeps, of course. They always seem to have clever ideas.
Right. And this time I'll go.
Oh, Hubba Hubba, do you think I could have a listen to the Hopping Hooble Dippers?
Oh, do you like them too, Groove? They're rather hooble-dooble-dooper, aren't they?
Yeah.
Groove, you haven't got time for that. Now come and drive me.
Hibble-doop. Hibble-doop. No. I was not talking to myself.
We're off to see the tiddly peeps. On the road we go. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps. They're smart, they're fun, they know. The Tiddly Peeps, the Tiddly Peeps, help us find things out. They give us clues, they tell us news, that's what they're all about. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps, on the road we go. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps, they're smart, they're fun, they know.
Hoobledoop, Tiddly Peep. I said, Hoobledoop, Tiddly Peep.
Hoobledoop.
Oh, that was Hoobly Groobly. You'd already recorded your voice.
I use this tape recorder.
Oh, yes. We've got one of those on our Hoobie CD player.
You just press record and speak into this microphone.
And then the sound gets recorded here.
That's right, and you can play it back.
Why didn't we think of that?
What do you mean?
Well, Iver's been hearing his own voice up on the roof garden. Maybe someone recorded him and then played it back.
They could have.
Hoobie galooby. Maybe this is the answer. Thank you so much, Tiddly Peep. Hooble toodle doo.
Hoobledoodle-doo.
You see, Groove, it wasn't me. It must have been someone recording my voice.
Well, maybe, but I think...
Iver, I am so sorry I didn't believe you.
Oh, that's all right, Tula. But I was beginning to believe that I really was talking to myself.
But I think you really are...
Not now, Groove. We need to make it up to Iver for not believing him. Get your Hoobie CD player.
All right.
What are you going to do, Tula?
I am going to prove you right, Iver.
Oh, herbaceous, you're going to record my voice.
Yes, that is right. Now, when I press the record button, I want you to say Hooble Doop.
Right, ready?
Okay.
Hooble doop.
Now let's see.
Hooble doop.
You see, it works. Someone must have recorded your voice.
Well, yes, but who? No one. That's who.
What do you mean?
Well, have a look. We're in a big empty valley, aren't we? There's no one out there. Besides, you have to be very close to a tape recorder for it to work.
Oh, dear. Groove's right. So it must have been you after all.
But it wasn't. I'm sure it wasn't.
Well, there's nowhere for anyone to hide, Iver. So if you heard a voice shouting Hoobledoop that sounded exactly like you...
Then it must have been you shouting Hoobledoop.
Yep, sorry, Iver, but you were talking to yourself. First sign of going chap-chap curly-whirly cuckoo, if you ask me.
No, it's not true. I know it's not.
Roma.
Ah, it's Roma. She'll know who was shouting Hoobledoop at me.
Hoobledoop Hoobs!
Hoobledoop, Roma!
Now, Hubba Hubba tells me Iver's been hearing things. So I've come here to a place called Switzerland, where I've been hearing something fantabby-hooby in the mountains.
What have you heard, Roma?
It's called a yodel, Iver. The peeps who live here use it to talk to each other from mountain to mountain. It goes kind of like this. Yodel-diddle-day-dee-oo.
Hoobie groovy.
And it gets even hoobie groovier groove. If you yodel loud enough, you can hear an amazing thing called an echo.
An echo?
That's right, Tula. An echo is the sound of your voice coming back to you. It sounds rather like you're talking to yourself. Listen. Yodel-diddle-day-dee-oo. Yodel-diddle-day-dee-oo. Yodel-diddle-day-dee-oo.
Hoobie galooby!
See? Or rather, hear.
We certainly did!
Now, there's some hoobacious peep food called a fondue waiting for me in a log cabin on the next mountain. It's been made especially for me by a lonely goat herd. I'd better let him know I'm coming. Yodel-diddle-day-dee-oo. Yodel-diddle-day-dee-oo. This is Roma Hoob, listening to her echo and off for a nibble on the mountainside. Hooble-doodle-doo, hooble-doodle-doo.
Hooble-toodle-doo! You see? Roma's voice came back to her just like mine did.
Yes, it did, didn't it?
See? I told you I wasn't talking to myself.
Oh, I'm sorry, Iver.
It was an echo.
Yeah, it was an echo.
It was an echo. Yodel-hee-ho.
Yodel-hee-ho.
I can sing it too.
I can sing it too.
Send out a shout.
Hey!
Hey!
And it comes right back to you.
Ho!
Who?
It's an echo.
An echo.
It copies what you say.
What you say.
An echo.
An echo.
It won't go away.
Go away.
I thought I'd gone quite crazy.
He thought he'd gone to Lally.
Who was shouting back at him across the deep green valley?
It's an echo.
An echo.
So now we can rejoice.
We can rejoice.
Because I know that an echo is the sound of my own voice.
Yodel-hee-hoo.
Yodel-hee-hoo.
I can sing it too.
I can sing it too.
Send out a shout.
Hey!
Hey!
And it comes right back.
Yes, it comes right back.
It comes right back to you.
Doodly.
Woodly.
Doodly.
Woodly. Doo.
Do.
It sounds as though you're talking. Sounds as though you're talking. It sounds as though you're talking to yourself.
Oh, Iver, I'm sorry we didn't believe you.
Yeah, who'd have thought it, eh? An echo.
But there is one thing.
What?
Well, we know that what you heard was an echo, but we don't know what an echo is, do we?
Oh, yes, we do. It's the sound of your own voice coming back to you.
Well, yes, but how?
How, 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 how.
Hubba, hubba, hubba. He'll know how.
Hooble-doo-poops!
Hubba hubba, you're shouting Oh, never mind.
I must say, Hoobs, I'm having a hooble-dooble-duper hopping day. How's your day going?
Well, not bad, Hubba Hubba. It looks like what I heard on the roof garden was something called an echo.
But we don't really know what an echo is.
Well, perhaps I can help, Hoobs. In between hops, I've had a look on HoobNet and found this story that a tiddly-peep sent in. See if there are any clues in here.
Two little white rabbits lived in a grassy valley surrounded by high mountains.
That's like us.
Their names were Dave and Denise. They would munch away happily at tufts of grass. Then they would go bouncing together over the rocks. Now one day, two more rabbits came to the valley. Their names were Keith and Kevin. And they wanted to scare Dave and Denise away so that they could eat the best tufts of grass.
If we bounce up onto the big rock, we'll soon frighten them off.
So Keith and Kevin bounced. Dave and Denise let out a huge cry. The huge cry bounced off the sides of the valley and echoed loudly all around.
Help! There are hundreds of monsters coming to get us.
He and Keith were so frightened that they ran and ran as fast as they could. Dave and Denise laughed. And their laugh bounced off the sides of the valley. Who would have thought that Kevin and Keith would be so frightened of an echo?
Iver, that's it. Your voice must have bounced off the mountains on either side of the valley.
Yeah, and come straight back to you.
As an echo.
As an echo.
Come and listen. Come on. Come on. Right, here goes. Hooble-doop! You see, my voice is bouncing off the mountains and coming back to me. It's my echo.
That's Hooby groovy. Let me try. Hooble-doo, hoop. Hooble-doo.
Oh, what about this one? It's time for Hoob News!
If you're standing in a valley with mountains all around, when you call your name, you'll hear the same, for the sound will just rebound.
Or listen.
Can you hear the echo?
Can you hear the shout?
Can you hear the echo?
Bouncing about,
Can you hear the echo?
Can you hear the sound?
bouncing off the hills around.
Now you know there's no one copying when you yodel loud and clear.
It's the sound of you that echoes through that valley that you'll hear.
Or listen.
Can you hear the echo?
Can you hear the shout?
Can you hear the echo?
Bouncing about,
Can you hear the echo?
Can you hear the sound?
bouncing off the hills around.
Hooble-doo, Hoobs! Are you ready to give me your Hoob News for my great Hoobopedia?
Yes!
Then take it away!
Hooble-doo, whoop! To all you Hoobs out there, welcome to Hoob News, the new show for Hoobs everywhere. I'm Iver.
I'm Tula,
And I'm Groove.
and today we've been asking the question,
Who did Iver hear on the roof garden?
It all started when I said Hooble-doop, and somebody said it back.
At first, we thought it could have been some tiddly peeps.
But then I realised it sounded just like me.
so Groove and I thought that maybe it was Iver talking to himself.
But I said it wasn't.
But we didn't believe him. Sorry.
Then I thought it could have been a parrot. They can copy Peeps or Hoob's voices.
But parrots live in the rainforest, and we were in a valley. So I asked a tiddly peep, and she showed me how it could have been someone recording Iver's voice.
But there wasn't anyone in the valley to record him.
So we still thought it must have been Iver.
Then Roma told us about something Hoobacious called an echo.
And we realised that must have been what Iver heard.
But we still didn't know how an echo worked.
Until Hubba Hubba found us a story about some rabbits who made an echo when their voices bounced off the sides of a valley.
And we're parked in a valley, so Iver's voice must have bounced off the sides and echoed back to him.
So, the answer to the question, who did Iver hear on the roof garden, is...
My echo! I heard me!
Wait a minute. That means Groove and I were right all along. We said it was your voice.
And it was.
Oh, yes. I suppose that's true.
So it's thanks once again to Iver, Tula, Groove and Roma for giving Hoobs everywhere a little peep into the world of peeps. And remember, wherever you are, have a nice day and Hooble-toodle-doo!
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 Hubba Hubba's in Hoobland and Roma somewhere far away. The motorettes are singing, we keep the engine spinning. Hoop hoop hooray! The Hoobmobile is coming your way.
Oh, here we come.
Well, hey! The Hoobs are here, so what do you say? Hoo!